Imagine this scene. It's August 23rd, 2010, in a quiet, upscale neighborhood in London. Police are called to an apartment for a welfare check. Inside, they find something straight out of a spy movie. In the bathtub, there's a large red sports bag. It's padlocked from the outside, and inside that is the body of a man. This wasn't just any man. This was Gareth Williams, a brilliant mathematician and a codebreaker for GCHQ, Britain's top-secret intelligence agency. How did he end up in a locked bag in his own bathtub? And more importantly, who put him there? The mystery of Gareth Williams' death is one of the most baffling and chilling unsolved cases of the 21st century. A story that blurs the line between a tragic accident and a cold-blooded assassination. Gareth Williams was, by all accounts, a prodigy. Born in Wales in 1978, he was a quiet, intensely private individual with an extraordinary mind. He excelled at math from a young age, earning a first-class degree from Bangor University at just 17. His talent was undeniable, and it wasn't long before the intelligence world came calling. He was recruited by GCHQ, the UK's equivalent of the NSA. Think of the most complex codes, the most sensitive data. That was Gareth's world. He was so good at his job that he was seconded to MI6, the British Secret Intelligence Service, the very same agency that employs the fictional James Bond. In 2009, he moved to London to work on a clandestine operation, officially on secondment to MI6 from GCHQ. He was living a life shrouded in secrecy, dealing with information that could topple governments. His work was his life, and it seems it may have been the cause of his death. His colleagues became concerned when he didn't show up for work. This was highly unusual for the meticulous and dedicated Williams. After several days of no contact, the police were finally called. When they entered his top-floor apartment in Pimlico, they found it immaculately clean. There were no signs of a struggle, no forced entry. Everything was neat, except for the horrifying discovery in the bathroom. The heating had been turned on full blast, accelerating the decomposition and making it difficult to determine the exact time of death. Inside the North Face sports bag, Gareth was found naked in a fetal position. The bag itself was padlocked, and the 2 keys to that padlock were found inside the bag, underneath his body. This is where the story takes a turn from tragic to truly bizarre. The police were stumped. How could a person get into a bag, zip it up, and then padlock it from the outside? They brought in 2 professional escape artists to try and replicate the feat. For days, they tried over and over again in more than 400 attempts. Not once did they succeed. The official police conclusion was that it was highly unlikely that Williams could have locked himself in. Yet, there was no forensic evidence to suggest anyone else had been in the apartment. No unknown fingerprints, no foreign DNA, no signs of a fight. It was as if a ghost had committed the perfect crime. The investigation uncovered strange details about Williams's private life. They found nearly 20,000 pounds worth of high-end women's clothing and shoes in his closet. An interest in drag and female fashion was suggested, leading to the theory that his death might have been the result of a sex game gone wrong. The media ran with this angle, painting a picture of a secret, kinky life. But his friends and family vehemently denied this. They described him as a shy, private person, dedicated to his fitness and his work. They believed the clothing was for fashion design courses he was considering, an escape from his high-pressure job. The sex game theory just didn't fit the man they knew. More importantly, it didn't explain the lack of DNA from any other person, or the professional, almost clinical, nature of the scene. So, if it wasn't a solo act, and it wasn't a sex game, what was it? This is where the shadow of espionage falls heavily over the case. Williams was a spy. He was involved in highly sensitive operations, reportedly focused on tracking international money laundering routes used by organized crime groups, possibly including the Russian mafia. Did he uncover something he wasn't supposed to? Did he get too close to a dangerous truth? His family certainly thought so. They were convinced he was assassinated by foreign agents who were masters of their craft, capable of entering his apartment, neutralizing him, and leaving without a trace. They referred to it as a dark art of the intelligence world. This theory gained traction when it was revealed that Williams had complained about friction at MI6 and had requested to return to GCHQ. Despite the strong suspicions of foul play, the official investigation was fraught with strange delays and missing information. Key pieces of evidence, like Williams's SIM cards and some of his mobile phones, were not immediately found or logged. A separate bag containing his phones and SIMs was only discovered in his office at MI 6 months after his death. Why the delay? Was it incompetence? Or was it a cover-up? The intelligence agencies were criticized for their lack of cooperation. The coroner, Dr. Fiona Wilcox, concluded in 2012 that Williams was unlawfully killed and that it was a criminally mediated act. She heavily criticized MI6 for failing to report his absence for a week, a delay that cost investigators precious time and evidence. But the story doesn't end there. A year later, in a stunning reversal, the Metropolitan Police concluded their review of the case. Their official finding? Williams's death was probably an accident. They claimed it was more likely that he had locked himself in the bag as part of a solo act, and that it was thematically linked to his interest in escapology. They completely dismissed the coroner's verdict of unlawful killing. This conclusion was met with widespread disbelief and skepticism. How could they ignore the findings of the coroner, the failed attempts by escape artists, and the concerns of the family? It felt to many like a convenient way to close a case that was becoming too embarrassing and too dangerous for the British government. A case that pointed fingers directly at the shadowy world of espionage and the powerful enemies Williams might have made. So, what are we left with? A brilliant mind, extinguished at just 31 years old. A family who will never have answers. And a mystery that feels like it was ripped from the pages of a John le Carre novel. Was Gareth Williams the victim of a tragic, bizarre accident? A man who took a dangerous risk alone in his apartment? Or was he a pawn in a much larger game, silenced by an invisible enemy for knowing too much? The official story says it was an accident, but the facts, the context, and the sheer impossibility of the scenario scream otherwise. The clean scene, the missing time, the silent agencies, and the locked bag from the outside. The case of Gareth Williams remains officially probably an accident, but for many, it will always be the perfect, unsolved murder of a spy. The truth, it seems, was locked in that bag with him, and we may never have the key. Thanks for watching. If you found this case as fascinating and unsettling as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Let me know your theories in the comments below. See you next time.